Buongiorno, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. This is the first episode of my British series. So I went on the quest to discover more Italian niche house for 2 years now, but I decided for this year to discover more of British fragrance houses, and I had to begin with this house because it's not totally unknown to me. I discovered it just recently. Ormonde Jayne, since I smelled Levant, has become one of my favorite houses, but just smelling 4 fragrances doesn't give you enough of an idea of a brand. So the 4 fragrances that I have smelled from them, although maybe not all of them are for me, were absolutely amazing. I loved the art and the way these fragrances are formulated. So I am so excited to discover more. I have here a discovery set and some random samples to go through. So I have a good idea about 4 fragrances. So I can tell you my final thoughts. The rest is going to be just a first impression. So let's start with the fragrances that I am already familiar with, that I talked about or in new releases or in my testing hyped up niche fragrances. Let's start with the first one that introduced me to this brand, and it is Levant. This is one of the most feminine, elegant, beautiful fragrances I have ever smelled. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's peony, it's orange blossom, and I am not a fan of orange blossom, so trust me when I tell you, when I fell in love with an orange blossom fragrance, that means a lot. So airy, so soft and delicate and elegant. It is so feminine. If I have to do a video on ultra feminine fragrances, this is going to be one of them. It has the same vibe as Fleur Narcotique from Ex Nihilo, but with elegance. Like Fleur Narcotique, I like it. It's not total love for me. What I didn't like about it is this sharp edge, the synthetic edge that it has. This one is just perfection. It is everything that I want in a fresh, delicate, feminine, white floral fragrance for spring and summer. So beautiful. It's also a signature worthy scent, and I am totally obsessed. It is on my wish list. I can't wait to get my hands on this fragrance. So highly recommend it. Now let's move on to other fragrances that were all released this year. So we have 3 new releases from this brand. Let's start with Bukhara. This is a fruity tuberose fragrance, like a fruity floral fragrance, let's say, because the tuberose here, although I would say is the most predominant flower, it is not so in your face. Like tuberose is one of these flowers that can be very indolic, very in your face, strong. Here, again, it's made very soft, very elegant. Totally honest, when I smelled this fragrance, I really liked it, and I got this fruitiness in it, but I couldn't really say what am I smelling in particular. It wasn't until I've read the notes. So you have peach, you have some black currants, you have a little bit of a vanillic touch, but nothing too fruity or too sweet. It's just the right balance of these notes. There's also other flowers. I think it was orange blossom and jasmine. To me, it's a fruity white floral, and it's a little bit hard to detect which notes you are smelling, at least for me. Very beautiful, but it's not my cup of tea. Although I love peach, especially nectarine in fragrances, but when I go for these kind of fragrances, I need it to be very fresh, very summery. It is fresh, but it has a lot of woodiness in the base, which makes it a little bit special in a way, but also a little bit not exactly my type of fragrance. I would recommend it for those who love these kind of scent profiles. So you love this fruity but not sweet white floral fragrances with a woody base. This is a good one, and I can't say that I've ever smelled something similar. I saw in Fragrantica that people compare it to 100 Silent Ways from Nishane. Like, I get it, but they're not the same. And by the way, if you are hearing any snoring, it's my cat actually. She is snoring here in the corner. Now let's go to the, I would say, the male counterpart to Bukhara, and it is Kashmir. I wouldn't totally say this is a masculine fragrance because I feel like I can wear this kind of scent profile, but it does lean a little bit masculine. So let's say it's unisex leaning masculine. Like in the beginning, for me, it's totally 100% a masculine fragrance. In the dry down, becomes warmer. It's more of a warm, spicy, ambery fragrance. Main notes that you will get right from the start is saffron. And I have to say also that the saffron in the beginning mixed with this coriander and also this pink pepper was quite medicinal in the beginning, but it doesn't remain like that. And I would highly recommend this fragrance, especially for men. Like, this is on a man, for me, it's just so sexy. Like saffron, for me, spicy fragrances in general, especially with saffron, or even more cardamom, which is in the notes, but it's not very predominant, is an extremely sexy note. I would also recommend it for women who love more of spicy fragrances, who are a little bit more on the unisex side, more daring in their choices when it comes to fragrances. It's so beautiful. The saffron here, like now it's already gone, like this medicinal touch in the beginning, it's already gone and it's becoming more warm. There is some ambery notes in it, like myrrh. So it's just a stunning saffron, spicy, ambery fragrance. I love this one, and it is very long lasting. This is a beast. At least on me, it did not go away. Now let's move to the last fragrance that I am familiar with, and it is Vanille des Afriques. This is not your typical vanilla. This is more of a woody vanilla, more of a masculine vanilla, I would say. Like, this is not something that I would see a woman wear. Of course, there are some women who definitely can wear any masculine fragrance. I mean, you do you, but I personally find it quite masculine. This is for me like a more masculine version of Spiritus Double Vanille from Guerlain. I'm not saying that they are similar fragrances, like the vibe. You know, this very elegant, sophisticated vanilla, like it's just this one, but more masculine. Mainly the masculine touch that I am getting comes from all the spices. It has a lot of coriander, it has pink pepper, it has also a powderiness because there's iris root, I think, in the notes. So for me, it's just this masculine version of Spiritus Double Vanille. So for men, I would recommend it, but for women, I would say no. And don't be fooled and think that you are going to get like this sweet vanilla. No, this is not a sweet vanilla at all. Now, another fragrance that I have here, which I talked about, I don't know if I already uploaded that video or not. So, spoiler alert. This is a fragrance that I included in one of my testing hyped up niche fragrances videos. I believe it's the last one. The problem with my series when it comes to testing hyped up niche fragrances is that I film them in advance. Like, sometimes I have already 3 episodes that I didn't upload. So sometimes I get confused and I don't know if I already talked about the fragrance or not. This is Taif, by the way. So, like, I was talking and I didn't say the name of the fragrance. This is Taif. And this is just a soft, spicy rose scent. Now, don't be fooled by the opening. Although there is a lot of pink pepper and there's a lot of saffron, in the dry down, it becomes kind of a sweet rose, but not totally. Like, it will become softer around the edges a little bit, so it becomes more warm, more deep in a way, and more pleasant to wear, in my opinion. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of pink pepper, I have to say, so it's not particularly a fragrance that is for me personally, because it doesn't remain till the end. This pink pepper doesn't go away, and I would wear it. Like, I have no problem wearing this fragrance in the dry down. The beginning was a little bit off-putting for me, but it is in the line, I would say, with what I have tested from this brand till now. Like, these fragrances have all in common a special cold elegance to them. They are airy and soft. Like, they have this mix between easygoing but not approachable. You know, there are these persons who like seem very friendly, very nice, but there is this touch of unapproachableness to them. I know how to explain it. Like, it's not that they are arrogant or something, but I don't know, I can't explain it. These fragrances give me the same effect. At least these that I have tested. Maybe the one that is not so much so is Levant, but the rest have this like coldness. Like, although are warm and cozy maybe sometimes, but there is this touch of coolness in them. Anyway, now let's move to the discovery set, and here we have 12 fragrances to discover. I think Taif is one of them. Yeah, Taif is one of them. So we are going to talk about 11 fragrances. Let's start with the first one, and it is Muscat. Ooh, wow. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is very good. Again, we have a lot of saffron. It's spicy, a little bit woody, but sweetness. There is a lot of sweetness going on. A little bit masculine, but with saffron, I have to wait for the dry down to have my final opinion. It's like oud. Saffron and oud are two notes that I have to wait for the dry down because they change dramatically from the beginning to the end. This is like, again, very elegant. Oh my god, like, I love the elegance of the spread. It just blows me away how elegant they are. Speaking about oud and saffron, I believe this is oud and saffron actually. Like, I was hit by saffron in the beginning and I felt like a woody base, but now I am getting oud here. So oud and saffron combination. Not groundbreaking, but beautifully done. There's also like a floral aspect, like I can smell rose. It's rose, saffron and oud, but the rose is very in the background. And the sweetness is so beautiful, and I can't tell you what it is. There's definitely vanilla, but there's something more. Almost fruity, yeah, almost deep and fruity, like dried fruits maybe. What I am not loving about it is that there is something almost medicinal, but not exactly from saffron in the background, which I am not liking very much. Like, it makes it, for me, more masculine. I'm not saying that I don't like it because it's bad. It's because it makes it more masculine, so not something that I would personally wear. So I am going to see the notes on this one because I'm quite intrigued about the sweetness. So you have top notes of saffron, dates and cinnamon. Like, honestly, the cinnamon I'm not getting at all, and I love cinnamon. Shame. Anyway, mid notes we have incense, olibanum, halva. Like, no, it's not the sweetness that I'm getting. I don't know. Like, the dates I get, like, I think it's more dried fruits actually that I'm getting. Anyway, and rose oil. Like, specifically rose oil, not rose. Don't know why. So in the base you have agarwood, oud, cardamom, vanilla and oak moss. That explains it. It's the oak moss that I am not liking in this one. And also there is dates and halwa. This is not like your sticky sweet oud fragrance at all. Like, don't think about Rouge Sarai, these fragrances. No, this is more of spicy than oud fragrance. Yeah. At least for now. We have to see for the dry down. So I am actually liking this one. Not for me, but objectively speaking, I would give this one an 8 out of 10. Yes, 8.5. I don't know. Let's wait for the dry down. Let's move on to the next one, and it is Nawab of Oudh. Oh, now I was a little bit afraid because, like, the name, there is oud, so I was like expecting this strong, maybe animalic oud. This is not it. This is a fresh, airy, floral oud. This is more of not a dark rose. It's more fresh. It's more light, more of a fresh rose. It's very citrusy actually in the beginning, at least. I don't expect it to last long. This citrusy freshness. There is a spiciness, but it's very light, very like barely there, very soft and elegant. Again, this is so beautiful, and I would say totally unisex. The spiciness is what makes it so intriguing to me. Like, I love this one. I love this one. The more I'm smelling it, the more like the citrusy is going away and I'm getting more of the dry down, the more I love it. I don't want to say 9 because I still want to see more of the fragrances that are going to come. I would also say it's a perfect introduction into oud, because the oud is not very strong. It's very in the background, very soft, very elegant fragrance. A signature scent, I would say, for men or women. It's like beautiful, mature, put together, elegant rose and oud fragrance. Let's move to the next one, and it is Ambre Royal. Oh, like, for someone who loves ambers, this is just very shocking for me, because I don't like this fragrance at all. It's synthetic. I'm not getting a lot of amber, I'm getting a lot of cedar actually, and it's extremely synthetic, like in your face, offensive. I'm not liking this one. It doesn't, for me, belong to the rest of the fragrances that I've smelled till now. Like, it smells out of place and somehow for me, very masculine also. And no, I'm not liking this one at all. So let's move on. For me, this gets a 3 out of 10, and I'm generous. Let's see the next one, and it is Tolu. So I guess it has Tolu balsam in it. Yeah, it is a balsamic fragrance, but oh, I was worried for a second there because of the last one. This is more like it, like more in the line of the brand. It's balsamic, it's ambery, but soft and airy and elegant. I feel like I am going to repeat myself a lot in this video, saying soft and elegant. There is almost a dusty feeling to it, and it's quite aromatic. This is why I would say it's quite masculine. It's nice, but not the best that I have smelled from this brand till now. I'm sorry, my cat is playing, so if you hear any noise. You have to be really in love with Tolu balsam to appreciate this one. And also, I don't know, it just doesn't stand out as much as the rest. So I will give this maybe a 5, a 6. Like, I'm not loving this combination of ambery, the warmth of the amber and the Tolu balsam with the aromatics. I don't know, it's just not, something is missing or something is clashing. Let's move to the next one, and it is Ormonde Woman. Okay, I am very, very excited to test this one because it's like the signature scent for women. So let's see how this one smells. This is nice. Definitely a signature scent. Like, it's this soft, elegant, floral, sophisticated fragrance, but a little bit more mature. Like, I feel like the whole brand, for the exception of Levant till now, it's very mature. So nothing for young people here, I would say. So at the beginning, I got a little bit of this floral aspect that is almost totally gone. It's more aromatic, but in such a soft, airy way that makes it, although the name is Ormonde Woman, I would say is quite unisex, but it is the sweetness that is in the background and a little bit of this floral notes that are still lurking that makes it leaning feminine, like unisex leaning feminine. This is what I would say. A little bit green, a little bit aromatic, but floral, but everything is just balanced out and mixed together in a way that makes it nice, but you can't say, you can't pinpoint what you are smelling, what you are liking about it. So I will see the notes on this one. So you have top notes of grass, cardamom and coriander. What notes? Like, maybe the grass, this is what I am feeling like, that is a little bit green. And then in the mid you have black hemlock. You have violet and jasmine. Maybe it's the jasmine, like, where is the sweetness is coming from? I'm a little bit perplexed, let's say. In the base you have vetiver, cedar, sandalwood and amber. Like, just seeing these notes, I would have guessed it's some totally masculine fragrance. And it can be worn by men, but it does lean feminine, and I don't know how she did it. Like, it's nice. Would I personally go and buy it? No, I don't feel like it, because it's a little bit too aromatic, too green for my personal liking. But I can see this on a lot of these elegant women that I know, like, it will just fit them like a glove. This gets an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Let's move to the next one, and it is Xian. It's more spicy, almost tea-like. Like, I can't smell tea, but it has this consistency, the softness of a spicy tea in a way. It's also warm, so I guess there's maybe some vanilla, some ambery notes in the base. It's also very musky. Like, there's a lot of musk, and the musk I'm not liking here, I have to say. Like, it's a little bit too synthetic with the spiciness. Like, it's not a bad fragrance, and I would also say it's a soft and elegant, but it's not the best from the brand, and I just feel like it's slightly too synthetic. And also the spice now is getting very peppery, and I'm not a fan of pepper, so not a fan of this one. It's also quite masculine, so I would say this gets a 6 out of 10 for me. I'm not loving it as much as the rest. So let's see, the next one is Montabaco. Again, it's quite synthetic. It's cold, a very cold fragrance, almost icy like. A lot of juniper berries, like this is the main notes that I'm smelling. It's again spicy, it's synthetic, it's juniper berries, it's masculine, and I don't like it at all. Like, it is almost irritating. A 3 out of 10. I'm not liking this one at all. Sorry. So let's move to the next one, Ormonde Man. Oh, I like this one. I don't want to jump to judgments, but like, first impression, it's almost that I want to say it's even better than the woman version, but it's very soft, like soft in like light way, like it's barely there now. Oh my god, this is again this very elegant British man. This is so elegant and beautiful for summer, for men. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Like, I'm a little bit shocked. Like, most of the fragrances that I've smelled till now are a little bit masculine, like, if not strictly masculine, or masculine leaning. And again, like with Ormonde Woman, you have like these notes that are blended together and you can't pinpoint what you are smelling. I may smell some spiciness, some aromaticness, some moodiness, maybe cedar specifically. This is what I'm getting a little bit more of, and almost like sage, I would say, but I'm not sure. Maybe some touch of floral, like a hint. It's very, very pleasant, very well blended, very elegant. Like, oh my god. If I was a man, I would love to wear this one for summer. Like, it's gorgeous. I like this. This is a 9 out of 10. Let's move to the next one, and it is Arabesque. I have a lot of fragrances that have this name now, so I guess it's an amber fragrance. It's rose and oud. Typical rose and oud with like this almost earthy woody base. There is patchouli. A lot of patchouli. It is a popular combination, so it's a little bit hard actually to get something special. It's just okay, and it's not animalic, so don't worry about a very oudy fragrance. Actually, I would say it's more rose and patchouli and then oud. Like, I got it more in the beginning, the oud, and now I'm getting more patchouli, which is a little bit strange because usually it's opposite. Anyway, it's nice, but nothing groundbreaking, so I am going to give it a 7 out of 10. Let's move to the next one, and it is Vanille des Afriques, so another fragrance that I already have. So we have 10 from the Discovery set. Then, last fragrance to discover is Byzance. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm going to love it. Just, I don't know, I'm crazy. Ignore me. Let's see. Now, I don't know if it's in my head, but I'm already loving it. This is unexpected because it's totally different to everything that I've smelled to now. This is quite a sweet fragrance, very fruity. I believe it's black currants that I'm smelling. It's warm in a way, almost gourmand-like, handy, but not exactly. This is very difficult. Like, I like it, but I'm also on the fence about it because I feel like the notes are clashing in a way. This is quite different to everything. Like, I did not expect for Ormonde Jayne to create such a scent profile, to be honest. Like, from what I have smelled to now and everything, it's a little bit out of their signature profile, let's say. Let's see the notes, because there is something almost gourmandy about it, but it's not exactly totally gourmand. It's so strange. Let's see the notes. So you have top notes of milk. Oh yeah, it's what gives this warmth, but it's not very appropriate with the other notes, I have to say. So you have milk, cassis, and pink pepper. It's not going very well together. In the mid, you have white woods, cashmere wood, and iris. Like these would go with milk, no problem. Then in the base, you have Madagascar vanilla, resin, suede, and moss. Like I feel like this pink pepper with the suede, with this cassis do not mix with the rest of the notes. But it has potential. Like I am intrigued. And I want to smell it more in the dry down because these kind of fragrances do develop more lactonic as time progresses. And these were all the fragrances. Okay, now smelling these fragrances, I have to say that I feel like the ones that I'm already familiar with, like Levant, like Kashmir, and these, also Taif, are the best from the brand. Like they are the top tier from the ones that I've at least tested. There are more fragrances from the brand. Stay tuned because I am going to do a buying guide because I am personally intrigued by this brand. It's one of these brands that I'm going to see with every single release because I love it. And there are very few brands that do that to me personally, not because I want to do a video on them, but I personally am intrigued by every single fragrance they release. So what stood out for me, apart from the ones that I already know about, that I talked about at the beginning of the video, I would say, and I'm shocked because this is the one that I didn't expect at all to like, it's Nawab of Oudh. Like, this is just elegance in a bottle. I wouldn't say even like the oud here, like the way this brand in particular handles oud is very soft, is very elegant. It's not particularly oudy. Like this is the best introduction to oud. Like you almost can't smell it. It's very light and very soft. This is just 10 out of 10 for me. So love this one. I also really love Ormonde Man. It's amazing. An amazing men fragrance. Is it something that is extremely unique? No, but it's how it is blended. It's how these notes are dancing together that makes it so beautiful and soft and elegant and just a perfect men fragrance. I would say also Woman, Ormonde Woman, really stood out for me because it's not expected. These notes, everything would have screamed, not for me, and also very masculine, but it does work. Like I know how. This is something that I want to play with because both of the fragrances, Woman and Nawab of Oudh, are fragrances that could be on my wish list because they are just amazing, amazing fragrances. The one that I would say did not cut it in the dry down, I loved it in the beginning. Now the dry down not so much, is Muscat actually. Now it's very generic, like it's not as special as in the beginning. It's also more of the oud is coming out and the spices and everything is almost gone. And an honorable mention will go to Xian. Like it has potential. And both Xian and Byzance are fragrances that I need to play and test on my skin, like to give you my final thought. Still, even if these stood out for me, like the best is Levant. Like this is for me the top fragrance from this brand. So please tell me in the comments down below, what is your favorite Ormonde Jayne fragrance and which one should I test next? As you saw, I am totally obsessed with this brand. I love it. I would highly recommend you test it. If you love these very elegant, sophisticated, a little bit unapproachable vibe to a fragrance, definitely check this brand. Not all of them are like that, but the general vibe for me is that. So I am so happy that I finally tested more fragrances and can't wait to test more. And stay tuned for more from my British series coming very soon. I have a lot of brands that I'm going to discover. Tamine, Miller Harris, and I have some brands that I am already familiar with, so it's not going to be a discovery but more of a buying guide like Jo Malone. So definitely stay tuned, and I will leave linked in the description down below my previous Italian series as well as a link to the playlist of British series as that will be updated with all the new videos from this series. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time. Ciao.